Guys, welcome back. Now, today I'm going to share with you a little bit more detail about Flutter, the programming. So from here you can see that this is my phone. Okay, this is my phone. Um, then this is the code that we actually prepared earlier. Okay, so this is still the demo code. So let me try run the program and see. So this is what you're going to get. This is what you're going to get. So once you run, let's wait the guy to prepare and then to install the APK into your in your mobile phone. And this is what you see. This is what you should see. Okay, this is the demo app. It comes along, yeah. So you can just you can tap on the plus button and then you can see the number is increasing. So let's walk through the code. Okay, what this guy actually does. Yeah. So if you see carefully, at the beginning you have this libraries import. Yeah, material.dart. This is the very important basic that to hold all the widgets. Yeah, and then this is the main function that actually runs your app. Okay, so this my app is actually this class. Okay, now in general there are two types. There are stateless and also stateful. Stateless is basically this pretty stateless page that they don't really keep they don't really change. All right, they don't have anything that change uh, the view, okay, of the UI. Whereas the another one is called stateful, which you can see later. Yeah, this stateful consists of objects that can actually affect your UI looks. Yeah, so you can see that it starts with this stateless. Now inside here, the code, yeah, you inside this stateless you have to have this build function. Yeah, and then here you can see this is the title. Okay, Flutter demo. Now if you move down here slightly down, you can see this color. Now you can try to change this to red. You can just show you if I save the code, you can see my code actually change the UI. Yeah, so let's see the what else we can do. Now for example, this would be your title. Okay, you can see you can change this to uh, my first uh, mobile app. Okay, all you need to do is just have to save your code. Yeah, when you save it, then you should be able to see the changes at your mobile phone. Yeah. Okay, then from here you can see you actually create another class. Okay, call another object. This class is called my homepage. It's right here. So if this is the property of your material, yeah, material app. So inside here, now you're going to add your home page into this home. So what happens is you can see inside this home page is going to create another widget. Okay, you start this guy. Okay, my state. So this one is actually this guy. Okay, so this is how it actually does one call after another. Yeah. So once you do that, that is where if you want to change your UI, if you scroll down a little bit more inside this class, yeah, inside this class, then you have to scroll down a little bit more and here, yeah. Now this is where you start to have your app bar, your scaffold. This scaffold will give you this app bar, body and child. Yeah, this is if you scroll down a little bit more. Yeah, so this is where you can see this. You have pushed the button this many times. You see carefully. This is where the lines appear. And if you look at the bottom, there's this counter. This is a variable. Yeah, that every time I press the plus button, it will increase. So this counter, uh, this S counter is basically a variable. Yeah, if you scroll up, it is an integer variable. Yeah, so this guy is the functions when we call, it would actually add them. Okay, if you see carefully where we call this guy, it's actually when we have a button. This button is called a floating action button. Okay, floating action button, when you press, okay, what do? You actually call the add functions. Yeah, when you call the add function, then it will increment this number. Okay, now let's show you a few things. What are the things that you can do? Let's say if I want to add another buttons right beneath here. Now you see this guy is not underneath this body center children column. Yeah, so this guy this button is actually straight under the scaffold. Scaffold. So if let's say for example, if you want to add one button at the bottom here, so what you need to do, you can actually add straight away right beneath here, because this one is and you can see a list of widgets. So this is how you can do it. So if let's say if I want to add another button, let me copy and paste this guy right behind here. You can see I'll add another button here. Now let me save and see how it actually works. Yeah, let me save it, and okay, can you see the button appear here? Now the thing is, this button you can always create another function so that it do some other things. Okay, and you can actually change the tooltip. Tooltip basically is when you hover. Yeah, okay. Maybe if this time I want to change the text. All right, change the text, and yeah, these icons you can choose. I think it's really nice. There are lots of icons you can choose. If you put an alarm, then it looks like an alarm. Yeah, you can choose the icon. I think it's a pretty nice, friendly, user friendly, that we can actually just make our button look so nice. It's actually uh, floating as well. If you see carefully, there are actually shadows at the bottom, so it looks really cool. Yeah. Then of course, if you want to change this text, let's say for example, if I click on this one function, let's create a function. Okay, let's create another function. You can code this, sorry, let me get this guy. Oops, we just want another guy. Okay, we can create another function at the bottom. This one is, we call it change text. Yeah, so of course you need to have a text. So this text, I'm going to call it string. Okay, then you can put in okay, value. Okay, and I'm going to put this guy underneath here. So when you click, it's going to say that value equals to hello world. Alright, I hope you can see this. So what happened is this change text code, right? I'll put it under this widget. So when you press this button, I will call this function change text. So what happens is, let's see, if I press, so it will update this change text. But of course, you won't see much thing now because you will call this and then change the value, but it's not displayed. Yeah, it's not displayed. So if you want something to display it, you can always put a print debug here. I think debug print. Okay, debug print. You can say no, button 1 is pressed. Okay, so this is how I'm going to save it. Yep, so let me try to press the button. You can see the beneath, you can see the button 1 is pressed. Okay, so now the thing is, I want to change something in the UI. Now to change something at the UI, you need to be inside this onSet function. Okay, of course, if it's not a set state function, then this value will still be updated, but will not reflected at your UI. So of course, as of now, it looks a bit weird because I'm not actually putting this at anywhere. So let's say we want to display that. Let's change this text. Okay, let's change this text. I'll change this to value. Okay, so it's going to run the value. I put a symbol as there because it will just get it as a string. So let me say put a word here, yeah, so that you can see the difference. Initial text. Okay, let me save it. So you can see because yeah, the hello world is clicked here. So of course now I'm pressing it. I want to change as well. So let me do a button so that I can change the text. Yeah, change the text. Is hello world. Yeah. So how do I do that? I want something that is easy so that I can press. So this is how I'm going to do it. I'll say if hello world equals to this one, value equals to this content. Now if you know Java unary operation, this is an if else statement. Actually it's a shorthand. Yeah, so I will say that if this value equals to this hello world or not. Yeah, if yes, I will change to something else. Initial text, and then if it's not, I will just say okay, change it to hello world then. Okay, let me save this guy. Now let me try the button again. Yeah, So you can see that this guy is changing every time when I click. There you see. Okay, so I guess I have successfully show it to you that how to actually add the button. Okay, and how you can actually add a response to your button, so that when you click, and how your button actually looks like. Of course, the flow, the layout, you will have to read a little bit on. I think the easiest one to use is row and column. Yeah, you can look up this Flutter tutorial on how to use row and column. Yeah, row and column, and then you can start to do arrangement of your these buttons around. So this will be the second part, okay, right after we set up the Flutter. So I hope you get to get yourself familiar with this code. The next video I'm going to share with you on how to include these libraries that have been written by others and make the things much more easier to follow. All right, so I guess that's all for today. Thank you very much.